My name is Kendal Netmaker. I'm the founder of Neechie Gear. I'm also a keynote speaker and Oscapios back home in our ceremonies. And happy father, husband, and I get a chance to do a lot of traveling to different communities, corporations throughout North America, and keeps life very interesting. And it brought me here.
Mhm. Yeah, I okay. I wanted to one thing I wanted to kind of pick your brain about
Hmm.
was your transition
Yeah,
from
yeah,
business owner, Neechie Gear,
yeah.
into keynote speaking.
Yeah, that's a long story. So I hope you're ready for that. So first off, how did I even get into retail? That's a lot of people have that question. Um, I somehow got into university, somehow got into college, somehow even graduated high school. I was never a great student academically wise. I was just someone who just got by, barely passed some classes. Um, but there was people who saw potential in me when I couldn't see it, and those people came in the form of parents. They came in the form of coaches, teachers, and those little words meant a lot as time went on. And I grew up. I didn't have a lot of confidence, self-esteem growing up, and even today, a lot of the people I graduated with, they never saw me as a speaker growing up. I never even gave any um, you know outlook into what could possibly happen for Kendall that way. It was I was very closed off, shy, timid, and the reason I was like that is because how I grew up. I grew up in our around elders. I grew up around a very quiet household. I grew up single parented on the res with my mom, my siblings, and around my kokam, my grandmother, who instilled a lot of teachings about respect, about getting along with people. And the respect was also emphasized in our ceremonies where children weren't allowed to run around. Children were forced to sit down and listen. You giving your attention to what's happening there, and you're taught not to stare at people. You're taught not to misbehave. And so a lot of it was being respectful and listening. So as that transitioned into school, I automatically had those habits of just being quiet, where a lot of my peers, many of them non-indigenous, were very outspoken. They were talkative, and me, I just kind of behind the scenes. And the thing that kept me looking forward to anything was sport, my love of sport. And sports took me from elementary to high school to college, playing volleyball, and then coming here to Saskatoon with the university and getting into ITEP. And in ITEP, that's where I met my now wife, where we have two children. And now I'm a sports dad when I'm home, and when I'm on the road, I'm go go go, speaking events and different engagements I do. And how did it translate from becoming a teacher and right from that moment of graduating university, getting into eventually retail a year later? Well, that transition was a following a belief of a gravitational pull towards a dream. And that dream was I wanted to create a brand that would give back to youth the way that I grew up. And I grew up disadvantaged compared to a lot of my peers who had a lot of things. I never had a lot. And so I wanted to help people the way I was helped. And if you go into researching some of the things, you go on my website, candlenetmaker.com, neechiegear.com, you'll see the whole story of how a childhood friend helped me, my family, paid for my fees, drove me to games and practices, really blessed us in that form. And that love of sport kept carrying through to university. And eventually, in university, that's when I had that idea. I wanted to help kids the way that my childhood friend helped me. But I didn't know where to start. I didn't know nothing about business. I was a trained teacher. And a lot of people, they get into some area and they let the first negative obstacle stop them from trying.
Mm.
And a lot of it is because they don't know anyone who's done it before. And if you don't know anyone who's paved the path, why can't you pave it? Why can't you do that for other people? It's going to be hard, yes, but that means you're going to have to go find people who know what they're doing and learn from them. So I didn't know nothing about business. I didn't have First Nations business owners who were able to take me under their wing. I was just like a lone wolf in the wilderness, just trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to create a brand, but I didn't know where to start. And it just happened that there was opportunities aligning, and those opportunities came in the form of business competitions that were happening at the university and also in Saskatchewan. And a few of the competitions that I competed in were the Aboriginal Youth, Indigenous Youth Idea Challenge. That was like one of the first ones. And then it went into they used to have the Wilson Center Idea Challenge. And then Saskatchewan had a business challenge in Regina. So I was like competing, and there's, to my knowledge, there wasn't many First Nations or even Indigenous people competing in these things back then. And here I am, who is a non-business major, trying to go and compete. I had to learn how to write a business plan. Didn't know what I was doing. I had to learn how to do a business pitch. Didn't know what I was doing. And I used to go to seminars, workshops on the evenings and weekends, and I would go and immerse myself with a notepad and pen, taking notes. And eventually, I was able to get the knowledge, what I needed to do, and I go and try and apply it. And a lot of my work in that time, because my son Keanu was born, a lot of that work came when he went to bed, when my
Mm.
wife went to bed, and I was at my in the corner of our living room, my little office. That's what I called it. Um, that's where Neechie Gear was born. That's where the brand was born. That's where the first business plan I was working on. And from that moment, it was a big transition from going. I was at that time when my son was born. I was doing it part time. I was selling out of our apartment just off of McCurcher Tate. We had a little one bedroom apartment. The three of us were living in, and people used to come up to our second floor and buzz up to come and buy out of our closet. That was the first beginnings of it. And as time went on, the most uncomfortable situation was I didn't know how I was going to pay for our rent, my now newborn son's, um, Pampers, formula, all the things that are needed, are groceries. And it took a low moment to give birth to a blessing moment.
Mm.
And a lot of people, they panic when they're in that moment, including myself. I still go through that, and there's a mindset shift that has to happen for people when they're going after something. Anytime there's a low moment, anytime there's like everything's crashing down on you, you don't know what's like, why is this happening now? It could happen at the worst possible time. There's usually something orchestrating behind the scenes that's actually creating your future, but it comes in the form of, this world needs to shake for a bit in order for that to be revealed. And a lot of people are scared of that. And the next time it happens, we're all going to go through it, especially if you're working towards something, you're trying in life, you're going after a degree, you're starting a business, you're building something, you're becoming a leader, whatever that is. You're going to have those moments happen. It's inevitable. When they happen, expect good to come from it. Don't stay in the valley. Don't stay in the crack of the wound. Expect that this happened. There must be something good gonna come my way. That's how you have to think. And so, because no one ever told me that, I learned that from mentors later on in the future. No one ever prepared me for things like that. I had to really suffer. I had to really go through a lot of pain, and I did. That low valley for me is us applying for welfare downtown Saskatoon, and it was that was a triggering moment for me, or it lit a fire. It lit
Mm.
something, and I remember we didn't complete the application. I told Rachel, I said, if I I don't want that to be us. My trigger moment was watching my mom do that for us, budgeting a welfare check at the kitchen table for the next month. pawning my our belongings to have extra lunch food or whatever. Like that hurt. That really hurt me. I'm like, man, here I am. You know, people think I'm successful because I got a degree and I'm starting this business, and but here I am. I don't even have money to even do anything with it. I'm struggling. So that was the low point. And I remember telling Rachel, if you support me, I'll do everything I can to make this business go. I don't know how, but I'm going to try. And that's where the second part of this, where when you're going after a dream, a lot of people split up their energy into all different types of things that they do. They're gonna, their ideal plans here, but their backup plans here, or their other backup plans here. And when they think that way, what you're also doing is you're only dedicating so much energy to your dream. Subconsciously, this much to this dream, or to this other project, this other thing you have on the go, that thing you have on the go. So really, how can you expect something to really work out if you're not giving all of your attention to it? It doesn't make sense, right? So whatever it is that you're working towards is going to come a time, even like your business you built, here probably came a time where you both had to lock in and you're like, this is what we're doing right now. We have to make this work. All of your attention's into it. All of your focus is into it. All these other things, these other hobbies or things you do part-time here and there, you have to put them on pause for a while. I can't hang out with these people right now. We're locked in. This is what we're doing. Tunnel vision. So it created that for me. It created a tunnel vision moment where I had no other plan B, C, or D. I was already at the back, I had nowhere else to go. And that moment allowed it to grow from that apartment to an office downtown at the 220, right when it first opened. We had one of the first offices there. And that was my second shop, was in that office for about 2 months. We were in there until eventually we grew into the center mall. We won a competition for a kiosk. And on that kiosk, we were able to really grow really quickly. I wasn't expecting the amount of people to come and buy our stuff. And here's another point when it comes to investing in your future, your business's future, for anyone who's trying to get better. You have to get comfortable with not splurging right away. Don't give away your blessings right away. Reinvest it. That's where a lot of people struggle, especially if you don't come from it. If you're coming from poverty or you never had anything. We took all of those thousands of dollars that we had made on that kiosk, we reinvested. We opened up a shop steps away from original kiosk in the mall. We were the very first First Nations brand ever to hold our own in the retail market space in Canada. In North America, maybe. I don't know. I know in Canada, we were the first one. So we were the only ones selling our own branded stuff in the mall. Now, going from kiosk to storefront with mall hours where you're like, you have no choice but to work these hours. It was a big shift because now I had to hire people. I had to delegate. I had to merchandise better. I did all of my own merchandising in the shop. I couldn't afford to hire people to come in. I had to paint myself, and it was a big shift, and it really opened my eyes to a lot of the good in the world, but also some of the not so good. Right. Come in the form of racism, lateral violence, bullying, negativity, people you think have your back and don't have your back, and so you see the good, but you also get let down a lot. And again, try not to stay in those moments. It's hard, and for a lot of people, when they get into business, they say, "I want to have." You're very lucky. You have your partner, your wife, who's your business partner. You seem very aligned. That's a true blessing because that's very rare. Mm-hmm. It's very rare for a couple to be able to do that. Most people, when they get into any type of partnerships, and I've coached a lot of different companies that have partnerships, a lot of them don't make it. They crumble after a while. And so I was also almost going that route with people that I felt were buddies to me, and I'm just grateful it never panned out that way for me. So it was just meant for me to have my own business and run it the way that I feel needs to be run. And as time went on, we grew it from that original location now to the storefront. We had about three different pop-ups in Prince Albert at the mall there. Regina, we had a pop-up for almost a year there too. And then I did wholesaling to other retail outlets all across Canada, and I started to do e-commerce, starting to sell our stuff online. And this is where the shift came right before the pandemic came, about a year, 2 years before the pandemic came. It just happened to be perfect timing for us, because I don't know what would happen if I would have stayed as retail throughout the pandemic. I probably wouldn't have even had a good story about it. Like it was a rough time, even on my speaking. But leading up to that moment, I was starting to get asked to do keynotes more, workshops for communities, First Nations, and then eventually associations, nonprofits, corporations. And it just snowballed into eventually its own business. So I had another business with the speaking. And then eventually writing my book, Driven to Succeed. And then compounding into having a coaching business, a consulting business. And now, um, right before making that shift into full-time speaking, I had to give up the retail because I wouldn't be able to do it today if I still had retail. So right before the pandemic, I gave up the retail spot in Saskatoon. I focused online with Neechie Gear, which is still our number one focus, and we still do custom orders for teams, for corporations. Those really big orders that we like to do. And I sell my book as well. I sell on Amazon. I do audio programs. I do online courses. I'm also a coach to very few people right now because I don't have the time space right now. But most of my time is tied up on doing keynotes, workshops, trainings for communities, corporations all across North America primarily, and it's I can't say enough good things about it. It's been really a good blessing for me. It allows me to be home when I'm home. It allows me to even have time to do this. I don't do a lot of podcasts. I turn down more than I ever say yes to, primarily because of the time. And you and Demi have both been a really good, I would say, business partner. Uh, to Neechie Gear, and I'm here to help you out whatever way I can.
And thank you.
Yeah, no worries. It's kind of a long answer.
No, that's good. That's good. I know for me, like you've been like a obviously you and Demi have known each other forever, but in the short time that I've known you and got to know you, you've been a really good friend, a really good mentor, somebody who when I message you, you message back right away. You always somebody to bounce ideas off of, or like run something by quick if I'm struggling to make a decision.
Yeah.
And I know Tristan says the same thing about you. You're very kind and giving, and a lot of people in this I guess industry aren't.
Yes.
They're
Yeah.
more of
Yeah. I was one of them for a while too. I never had that, how do you say it, the giving back mentality for a while, primarily because I was so in my own world, and I was too competitive. I took my sports background and I brought it into business, where there came a point where I realized it's bigger than me. Like the path I was given with business and starting this company, and I had some time to reflect during some downtimes in my life, and I thought, you know what? If I don't help more people, I'm gonna feel really bad in the future. So there came a time where I started to open myself up to other entrepreneurs, and a lot of them were competitors, and I had to get over that feeling of, you know what, there's plenty, there's lots for all of us. Let's try help, and not everyone's going to be able to have that mindset. But I would say when that shift came to helping, I try to help as much as I can, but I also have to watch where people don't take advantage of my time.
Right.
So it's got to be respectful, with the ask, and I try to help. I'm pretty much an open book. What they ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the competitive is
Mm-hmm.
it's interesting
Yeah.
because even people that I do business with that I've known for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
uh, they think I'm in competition with them, and I'm like,
You
hey,
know,
I'm not.
a lot of the times when people think you're in competition, it's because something in their world isn't going right for them.
Mm,
So it's not so much like I see you as a threat. It's you're gonna come take what little I have right now.
right.
I'm not in abundance mode right now.
I see.
So that's what I've noticed because that's what I was going through throughout this time, and I started to realize that if I'm feeling this is probably what a lot of other people are feeling too. Because when things are going right for people, they tend to be more generous, right, with their time, with their knowledge, and whatnot. So it's in a way, it's a reflection of what they're going through. It's kind of like, for example, if someone calls you something mean, where does that come from that
Right.
person, right? So um, it's not everyone's ready, and I wasn't ready for a while too. But I'm grateful I woke up and I was
Mm.
able to think differently.
Where do you think that? Because it sounds like right from when you started,
Hmm.
you had a pretty good relationship with failure.
Yeah,
You were just okay with failing and learning. When most
yeah,
people, it's like terrifying to
yeah,
even like if somebody fails at something and then somebody else finds out that they failed,
yeah.
it's like it could ruin their life, you know?
Man, there's so many times I failed in life, and probably will so many more times in the future. But
Hmm.
they say that if you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough to do anything positive with your life. Failure is a result of courage to go after something, to try something, and we need more of that in this world. People that keep trying and to keep putting themselves out there. Even that, I was never comfortable putting myself out there, and I used to do a lot of live streams. I used to do a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and uh, I just put it on pause and I said, you know what, I'm gonna just focus on me for a while, and I'm still there right now, still focusing on myself, my own growth
Mm.
right now, and just trying to grow my path, living in two worlds.
Mm.
Yeah,
Do you think, you know, obviously part of your purpose is helping people.
yeah.
And was that kind of like the final shift from retail to speaking? Was you maybe felt like you could help more
Yeah.
people or reach more people?
I think part of it was the business of its success in the beginning. There was no brand that was that. Yes, we faced a lot of hurdles. Yes, we faced a lot of criticism, but we were very blessed to have that run that we had.
Mm.
And it inspired a lot of other entrepreneurs. And even with the accolades that we got, you know, two ABEX awards, early 20s. Who does that?
Mm.
SIPE, Saskatchewan Entrepreneur of the Year, CCA IB. All these different things were happening. I was like, man. And I didn't realize till after. I was like, look at that run. Look at that. There's more to this. It's not just about the wins. And that's where that shift came, where I got to start helping because our culture's like that. We should be helping each other. Yes, that competitive side serves a purpose at specific points in your journey, but eventually we're going to get older. And as we get older, what are they going to say about you? What are people going to say about your journey? Oh, yeah, that person's very successful. Look at them go.
Mm.
But are you paving a path for others? To me, the best success is be a great parent for your children, be there with your children, be there with your spouse, take care of home. The minute you step out of home, you go to work, you build your business, take care of that, be as honest and respectful as you possibly can with that. And if you're meant to have success in that world, help others. But I lost that in the beginning because I was so fight or flight. I was so just trying to make it, and I couldn't think that way. And that's unfortunately for a lot of us is we grew up in fight or flight. We grew up through disadvantage, trauma, or something that's not an ideal environment. So you're always just fighting for scraps at the end of the day, and that's a tough way to live. When you look at people who have a lot more in the mainstream, they don't have to deal with that. It's easier for them to just pull more in for them,
Right.
because they overcame that mindset. And a lot of people who are in poverty or in our communities, they are still struggling with that mindset of not having that benefit to feel abundant in whatever way that they would define that. When really there's a lot for all of us, and we should all try to get there together.
Hmm.
Together is power, right?
Yeah. When you're talking about your store and there was a lot of criticism, what was the criticism?
Oh man. Well, let's peel back the layer for a bit. When people looked at the criticism of it, Nietzsche was a word that was used between First Nations, Cree, Anishinaabe primarily. Nietzsche. It's like a bro term, brother term. They still use it a lot, especially in their, hey, Danse Nietzsche, how are you doing, my brother? That Nietzsche word was stolen and used in a derogatory word from non-Indigenous people towards our people. So they tried to use it in a not good way towards us. So as time went on, um, the mainstream assumed it was a very not good word, when
Mm,
really it's a Cree word. It's a slang Cree word. Niwitiwagan is the person whom I follow, the one, my friend here, my brother. So when I brought Nietzsche into Neechie Gear, it came from my childhood story, how a friend helped me. And also, I didn't realize that I was now undertaking, re-educating this word to the world. It's almost like reclaiming a word that people try to use in a not good way. So with that came also, you're going to face heat, right? Where we had non-Indigenous scared of the brand. Oh, I can't wear that because of
mm,
what they were taught from their ancestors. And my Indigenous brothers, they know what that means. They'll buy it up right away. So initially, our main customers were our people. And then as time went on, people started to get educated. I actually had to build a website to educate Nietzsche, the word Nietzsche. It was all over our branding. What does Nietzsche mean? So I had to educate all of our buyers, and then our buyers educated the public for us. So it was a beautiful transition, and eventually we had non-Indigenous people coming to buy our stuff over time. They got over that. They wanted to support. They wanted to help the brand the way it was meant to help. So it was a beautiful journey, and we're still in it. Am
mhm.
I as active as I was? Not even close. I became the coach, the mentor, the guide for other people with in business, and I've helped a lot of people in my time. And um, that's just a part of my journey. I think that's why things worked out for me in the beginning. I was meant to go through that to learn what's happening here and try help other people take it a step further. So that's a part of my journey. So I'm just pumped to see other people win and to get the opportunity and not have to face the same challenges I had to face. The
Right.
the hurdles. The I could tell you so many stories, Cole, of the things we had to go through,
Hmm.
even just setting up the shop, painting the shop outside, the comments you hear behind the scenes, the whispers behind the scenes, because it was right by the movie theater. People would be going in and out. You hear them. So it sucked being on the kiosk because of that. You'd hear everything. Then when you get into the store, the whispers get a little lower, but sometimes you'll hear ignorant comment loud enough so you can hear it. And then I wasn't ready for it coming from our own people who were took it upon themselves to say things out of their own mouths towards the brand, calling it down like lateral violence, if you will. So that paired together, it was like a double sucker punch.
Mm.
And eventually, um, it took a long time, but I stopped caring about what people think. And that comes with maturity, and it comes with time. Letting things work through. And I didn't realize like those words were like going through the heat of that also meant we were doing something right. Because why would they say something to me or the brand if we weren't doing something right? If we weren't building something special? So that's where again, when something isn't going right or you're going through an obstacle, there's something there that you have to be patient with and work through, and eventually it'll uncover itself. Speaking was the same thing. I stumbled through my speech. I wasn't a great speaker, but eventually going through that uncovered what I'm now doing. I'm a speaker, I'm a coach. And that all came through pain, obstacles, through challenges. Another thing, let's talk about home. Um, I wasn't a great husband, I wasn't a great dad, but I had to grow. And that came through challenges, through obstacles, looking myself in the mirror. What do I need to do to get better today? How can I become the dad I wish I had? How can I become this person that my family could be proud of? So it all flows together. There's a saying: you're happy at home, you're going to be happy at work, wherever you work at. Take care of home base so you can show up and be your your true self that you're meant to live.
Do you feel like you know building because you built your business
Mm-hmm.
while being a father at the
Yes.
same time?
Yeah, it's been a yeah.
So do you feel like that was because then for me I feel like for me like we just had our first one 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and I was able to kind of grow
Yeah.
and then have a kid, whereas you were growing while having a kid.
Yeah. So the only reason my business succeed is because my wife was able to rise to that occasion and say, I got home.
Mm,
And if that wasn't possible, I would not be sitting with you here now. So my wife said, don't talk about her, but she's really the foundation. She took care of home. So when I leave, I cannot have to worry about home. So I can focus on building the business when I'm at work. And it's I owe her a lot because of that. She's done a great job as a mom, as a teacher. She's a teacher here in the city too for many years now, and we're like Batman and Robin,
mm,
back and forth, trying to make it work for our children now, and trying to give them opportunities we never had. And yeah, same thing. When I'm on the road, she takes care of home base, and when I'm home, I try to help as much as I can.
it's it's powerful having a solid teammate.
They say the two most important relationships you're going to have. First one with Creator God, number one. The second one is whom you choose to spend your life with here on
Mm,
earth. Because if you don't pick the right partner, your dreams become limited, dampened.
right.
You maybe give up too soon. But when you have the right people, the right partner there, like I just told you the story of how Neechie Gear came about. If my wife didn't say, okay, I'll support you, she said, no, go find a job, Neechie Gear
Right.
wouldn't have happened. My speaking wouldn't have came. So you got to have people, someone who believes in you, and vice versa. So she had to put her dreams on pause
Mm.
so I could rise. And so, um, sacrifice. So like when I go speak at companies, especially and our communities, I'll say, someone sacrificed for you to have these wins today, to even have a day like this. Honor them. Be respectful. Live a good way. Do things right. Be honest. Take care of your kids. Take care of your home. Help other people. Don't let your ego take over because someone sacrificed for you.
Mm.
And I don't believe in self-made. People talk about that. I don't.
Right.
We're not self-made. We're all here because someone helped us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when you go to uh, corporations,
Yep.
or you go to um, how do you uh, connect with people who maybe don't understand where you came from?
Well, in order to connect, that the best way is storytelling. So when I do keynotes, I always tell a piece of my story, but also encourage them to think about their story when I'm telling it at the same time. There's a reason why we watch our favorite movies, our favorite episodes, is because oftentimes we have an emotional connection to something that we're watching, or even are reading our favorite books or listening to them. When we tell a personal story to other people, it gets them reflecting, but also um, depending on the type of story. A lot for me, it's my story is about overcoming, um, resilience, keep trying, keep moving forward. And for them, whoever I speak to, my goal is to get them thinking of whatever they had to overcome in their life, to always keep trying to move forward, whatever happens in the future, to look at things in a different way from that moment forward. Because a lot of people never been told, for example, when you're going through a tough time, there's probably a blessing over here. Hang in there. How many people have been told that? Not enough. So I share things that are not rocket science. It's reminders told in different ways, told in stories that will get them to remember them. And that's how our people have passed down our teachings. Storytelling.
Mm.
There's no manuals. There's no go-tos and manuals in our ceremonies. You have to be there listening to those elders. That's how you learn them. And oftentimes you have to go back again and again and again. You have to be patient. So that's how it's done. And when I go speak to people, I'll share stories so that they'll remember um, uh, lessons, just teachings that will help them to keep moving forward in their life.
What do you do when uh, maybe you're feeling like overwhelmed or drained, or
Mm,
and maybe
yeah.
you've already have maybe a bunch of things booked, and
Hmm.
maybe you have to do it anyways, or maybe you
Yeah.
don't, but how do you get back grounded?
Great question. We get so busy in our life that we forget about ourselves, our well-being at times, and I've been through that too many times to count. But I'll share with you. I smudge and I pray often, very often. I have daily conversations with Creator.
Mm.
I make time for our ceremonies, take protocol for ceremonies, and I talk to a lot of mentors and elders to this day for guidance because I'm always going to be learning, all of us. And there was a teaching I was told: don't ever think you know everything. The minute you think you know everything, you've just limited your potential. Always be a sponge. Always be a learner. And I hope that I'll always keep being that person because it's helped me to help other people. So that's how I stay grounded. I pray a lot. I smudge a lot. Sometimes I have to make time for myself so I can think, reflect,
Mm.
go for walks, work out, help myself, drink a lot of water, talk to someone that will listen to me. Some people, it's a counselor, it's a therapist, a relative, a loved one. Talk to those people that you can hear without criticizing you, just to listen to. Sometimes you just need to talk.
Mhm.
Yeah. But my recommendation for those who are going to watch this is to do what works for you. Get inspired by other people, take things from other people, whatever's going to work, and apply it. Some of it may work or may not work, but do what works for you. You'll know when you're getting grounded. Some people it's yoga, some people it's prayer, some people it's they have to go for a run, some people it's they have to talk to their counselor. Do all those things and see what works for you. Do more. Yeah.
It seems like even when you talk
Mm-hmm.
and how you speak,
Yeah.
you have a lot of gratitude.
Mm.
You're like very thankful.
Yeah.
Um, which is
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's awesome just to like speaking with you.
Yeah.
Everything is in like an uplifting way.
Mm.
You know, like whenever I speak with you, I never feel like down. I'm never like, oh, that sucked. You know, it's always like, wow, that was good.
Well, that's good. That's what I hope. That's
Yeah.
actually I never. That's really cool to hear that. Because I used to when I'd write, that's how I wanted myself to be in the future. Was when I come in contact with people to leave them feeling good about themselves.
Hmm.
And sometimes it may not work though, because I can be very honest with people, especially if they give me the okay to give feedback. And some people they don't want to hear certain feedback because they're guilty of something. They're guilty. They're going through shame, or they're something they didn't do something right. And I believe as a mentor, as a coach, as someone who's trying to help other people, if someone doesn't get called out on a behavior or something they did or said, how can that person get better? And that person's probably going to be around a lot of yes people who are saying, "Oh yeah, they just," or they'll sweep it under the rug. I don't like living like that. I'd rather, if people want to hang with me, I'm going to be honest.
Hmm.
If they want to get coaching by me, I'll be honest, because we only have so many hours in a day, so many days here on Earth. I'd rather try to help people and correct things as best as I can, to the best of my knowledge that I've been given. And I've learned a lot. I've invested in a lot. I spent lots of time with gurus, coaches, traveling, Zoom calls, meetings, one on ones, traveled around North America on my own dime.
Hmm.
That's where my reinvestment came. When I
Right.
went from Neechie Gear to speaking, coaching, I now hired the best of the best and I flew there. I was right before the pandemic, I was in Vegas 10 months out of that year, traveling on my own dime, learning from speaker coaches. And it just kept going. And I really believe that's why things in my path have worked out, is because there's not many people that will take risks like that. They'd rather go and spend that, go,
Right.
pamper themselves. No,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do that for a long time. I reinvested, go learn from higher level people, take that knowledge, apply what I can, try things out, go find someone else learn, go find someone else learn. And I've been doing that ever since I started doing that with Neechie Gear. The first person I did that with was Damon John. Flew to New York, my own dime, sat with him, Empire State Building, his office, and learned. And I kept doing stuff like that throughout time. And I hope I don't quit, because it keeps me uh, invested in myself to help other people. And one of the coolest things that I get a chance to do is the Indigenous Youth Coaching Program, where I give back. And all these Indigenous youth, the hundreds that have come through the program with Candu, like they're getting free stuff that I
Mm-hmm.
had to go spend hundreds of thousands for. So again, Everyone's path is going to be different. Follow what feels right. Invest in yourself. Try help people on the way. Because when you help along the way, things tend to help you in the future. Things will work out more for you. Because I think if I didn't bring that helping mindset into my path, I would have been pretty limited.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you think of a time, maybe directly or indirectly, that you got called out?
Oh man, so many times I've been called out.
Yeah.
The most humbling is during speeches. You know what? Like sometimes I think I do a great speech, but someone in the audience will, or a planner may say, "Kendall, that was great, but your first one was even better." Oh, dang! What did I do here? You know, so it forces you to reflect and be like, "Okay, I know what I did now." So feedback, evaluation is the most humbling form of getting critiqued, but you got to be able to take it without getting defensive. You got to be able to take criticism without getting defensive, especially if it's someone who's trying to help you. If it's someone who's has jealous vibes or envies you, and you can feel it, watch who you take advice from,
Right.
because you don't want to take advice from people like that who really aren't going to be happy for you if you achieve your dreams. You want to be around people who are uplifting you, but also asking you those tough questions. Are you doing things right? Are you trying? Um, Are you being a good person? Are you being a good husband or wife? Are you there for your kids? Or are you just trying to be successful out here and forgetting about home? That's not
Mm.
success to me. And then as I delve deeper into this journey of personal development, I realized there were some people that I follow that weren't living those values. They forgot about home, left home. Is that success? I don't think so.
Right.
So I try to the best of my ability to try to take care of home.
Mm-hmm.
That's why from the outside looking in, it may seem like I've slowed down on social media, or I've slowed down on the Neechie Gear, or even on the book stuff. Is sometimes I'm just home, and I need to be home for my family, and no one else needs to know that.
Right.
So even when it comes to social media, who are we doing that for? For other people. You got to do things for you and your family. Even when I was working on my business, so writing my book, building a store, I didn't tell the world what I was doing. I didn't have time for that. I was working, and we're living in such a world where everyone wants to show everyone every little thing. I don't believe in that.
Mm.
I believe you take away your blessings if you show everything right away, but show after it's done. That's what I believe. But
Mm.
not everyone will agree with that.
Sometimes I feel like people will post something they're gonna do so
Mm-hmm.
that they don't actually have to do it.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose 20 pounds. And now they get all that gratification for that post. Now they don't actually have to go and lose
Yeah.
the 20 pounds and
Yeah.
get the gratification because they already got it.
Yes. Or they the pressure overwhelms them and they just crumble. Like, I
Right.
can't do it now. Yeah. Yeah. Delete the post. But no, I've been there too,
Yeah.
where I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
working on this, only to realize like I just gave my energy away. I gave my
Mm.
blessing away now to the world, and I just dampened the feeling of it. So it's true. I believe in that. You got to watch what you say. Watch what you put out there. Don't tell everyone what you're working on.
Right. I okay, I have a question for you
Yeah.
that I
Please.
have.
Yeah.
But so I heard on a I heard somebody say, especially with like raising,
Mm-hmm.
he's talking about raising his son.
Yeah.
And he was saying how that he wants to raise his son and prepare him for the world and how it is, and not the world he wishes it was for him.
Hmm.
So with that, I have this question for you. If you had the entire next generation of indigenous youth in front of you, what's one truth you'd want them to hold on to forever?
That it's possible to live and be successful in two worlds. A world where you have your culture, your language, your ceremonies, and a world of whatever else you choose to do here in the mainstream, whether it's become a teacher, a doctor, a business owner, whatever that might be. You can be successful in both. This world grew really quickly for me. This world stayed the same. So you want to know the answer? I paused this world to make this world higher. I had to go back and learn how to speak Cree. Neheoiwin. Miopixque. Miigwats mina absispo ko na neheoan. Maga eka nakamemoyan. Egwakistowo. You have to keep trying to learn your language, your ceremonies. So it's a balance, but you can live both. And a lot of people, they'll live in just one, especially when it comes to indigenous people. So if I was to give one advice, you can do both, but you have to put effort in both.
That's I was speaking with Fallon Baptiste. She was on the podcast a couple weeks ago, and she was talking about how she's found a balance from for one, like religion and spirituality.
Yeah.
And she's found a balance between home and not home. And one thing that she really tries hard to do is find the commonalities and then go from there instead of finding the differences.
Yeah.
And going from there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I was always told don't judge people how they pray, as long as they're praying to Creator. That's what matters. How they choose to, that's their business. But as long as you have that relationship with Creator with everything that you do, that's number one right there. Number two, your family, your home. Then your work. Then everything else after that. That's the way.
I'm really grateful to have you here.
No, it's
and
all good. Yeah.
To pick your brain a little bit.
Yeah.
And get to know you even a little bit better. I was on your the Can Do mentorship program.
That. Yeah.
I was probably like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And I recommend it to everyone. Even to this day, when someone's talking to me about they got this idea, this they don't know, and I'm like, you should go check out this course.
It's free.
It's free, and it's like if you just need like a little bit of like a push to like get your ideas going, or maybe you have an idea already and you've been working on it and you're just stuck.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
It's perfect.
Like you get group coaching, but you also get one-on-one questions right after it's done, like at the end of the session. And that's where a lot of people ask their own business questions or their own path questions. Hey, I'm working on this. What do you recommend for this next launch or whatever? And that's, when you pay for that type of one-on-one time, it's a big investment. So I can always tell by the people who come to the program who is going to make it or not. And a lot of them do make it because they make time to invest in themselves, take time out of their own days and weeks to be in a program, to invest in their mindset. And two, the ones who keep showing up, those are the ones who are really separating themselves. Some people only come for 1-2 sessions and that's it. The ones who are there right through, they got something. Yeah.
And like speaking of like commonalities, when you enter that, you get to see and realize that everyone's going through the same things,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
in different forms.
For sure. Yeah.
And it's not just you.
Yeah.
So why can't I figure this out? It's
Yeah.
like they also are wondering that,
Yeah.
and you get to see the ideas that gets bounced around, and
Yeah.
it doesn't become so scary.
Hmm. Everyone's going through something.
Mm-hmm.
There's no such thing as someone having a perfect path and everything's working out for them. You'll have moments where things are working out, but when you're really trying, there's going to be obstacles. There's going to be challenges. The thing that changes is your mindset towards challenges, towards obstacles. The more you grow, you mature, and you overcome, your mental resilience starts to expect challenges in a good way now. And when they do come, it means you're trying, you're doing things right. Oh, there's going to be a blessing. There's going to be something that's going to come with this. That's now I know why that didn't work out. Look what happened here. Look what just happened today. If this would have worked out here, this wouldn't have happened. You'll start to see those occurrences happening. And that comes from your mindset growing. And how does your mindset go? You got to watch who you listen to. You got to listen to things like this, that people actually talk about real life things, not just things that are just highlight reels of people's artificial days. Like there's so much stuff like that where people are just watching other people live not real lives. It's I'm worried about the future like that, to be honest. Like so many youth are watching people like that right now, and what does that make them feel about themselves as they're watching it? Inspired or less than?
Mm.
I don't know. We're living in the scroll generation right now.
Yeah.
And if we're scrolling, we're living through other people now. We forget about us, our gifts, our talents. Tough choices to make.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The whole comparison
Mm-hmm.
world we live in right now
Yeah.
is tough,
Yeah.
and it's clearly the reason for the rise in depression, and
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
looking at things you don't have or don't
Yeah.
that you probably don't need anyways. But it's just like,
Yeah.
why am I not there yet? Why am I not doing this? Why can't I have that?
Yeah.
It's tough.
It takes you away from your gratitude for where you are.
Right.
And when people get overly upset, angry, depressed, what you're really not feeling is gratitude for what you have.
Mm.
Gratitude creates abundance. It's an ingredient for things to come into your life. And if you're not feeling grateful for the little things that you do have, a roof over your head, water, food, a job, family that are okay, yourself you're okay, you can use all your senses, like that's lots right there. You should be able to cry with gratitude. If you can't feel that, you may be scrolling too much. You may be watching too many other things that are taken away from you. And sometimes people like to live there because they're going through their own guilt, shame. Maybe they abandoned their children. Maybe they hurt someone in the past. So they'd rather scroll. They'd rather live in superficial world. They'd rather be the Facebook troll. Takes them away from themselves. The minute you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, this is who I am, this is what I've done. I forgive you. I'm going to change today. I'm going to help myself to get better. And I also forgive all those other people behind me. Could be a relative, stranger, someone that hurt you in the past. If you can't forgive, you can't move forward in a good way.
Mm.
You got to unburden that. And that's hard because some people are still living through their stuff, but you have to keep working at it. Am I perfect at that? Absolutely not. I'm still working through it. But I've done a lot of this already, and I'm still trying to remove some more. But for the ones who are on the other side of that, who have the guilt, have the shame, you have to work now on saying sorry, making amends, bringing your ego down. Try to repair what you can so you can move forward. Try to forgive yourself and other people and say sorry more. When I was in retail, sometimes there'd be people who would come in who you could tell they're going through a lot of stuff in their life. You could just tell just the moment how they talked to other people, how they treated people. And sometimes they came in the form of unhappy customers. And those people would come in and they would say, oh, something with this, or I had bad service here, or whatever. And I would listen to them, and I'd say, I hear you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you experienced that. And the minute I would say I'm sorry, their mannerisms changed, their tonality changed. How many of them actually were told that? Probably not a lot.
Mm.
They probably also need to hear that from someone that maybe hurt them or said something or treated them in a bad way in the past. And they've been treated that way, so they became a different way to protect themselves from the world. Trauma, if you will, sometimes. So I encountered a lot of stuff like that, where people would come in and they were clearly going through something and they were needing some, and all it took sometimes was a sorry. I'm sorry, I'll correct it, I'll do what I can, and they change right on the spot. So the same is true there, but the same is also true where we're trying to encourage each other. We don't say enough kind words to each other where, hey, you know what? You're really good at that. You're talented. Man, keep doing what you're doing. Man, you know what? You have a lot of potential. Keep going. You ever try this? We don't hear enough stuff like that. So when we're scrolling and we're watching other people and we don't have that nurturing, we become more susceptible to staying in that scroll. So that's why the home base is important. Take care of your home. Make sure everything's okay, so that if you go through a tough time, you'll have a foundation at home that can support you through it. This is getting pretty deep here.
Yeah. I think we're just over an hour here.
It's all good. You can ask some more if you want.
Yeah, that's good. Like, that's really
deep stuff. I never used to talk about stuff like this, Cole. I never used to get deep like this. I think, like, I used to just focus on business only, like
Right.
helping business, everything, and a little bit of personal development. But when I started to go back to those two worlds I'm talking about, like this other world, it brought this out more, what I'm talking about. The need to talk about like the simple ways of doing things in life, keeping it simple.
Mm-hmm.
Don't make things complicated. It's take care of your home, take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not here good with you right now, it's probably something happening at home, something happening in my close circle. And a lot of people are living like that out there. Things aren't good at home, so they're reactive in the world. They're reacting to every little bad thing out there, and they're ready to fight right away. There's something happening behind the scenes that we don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
So
even when you talk about being careful on who you take advice from, or if somebody isn't living, maybe they're successful, but they left home, things like that.
Yeah.
Even when I think about that, because I'm a like you want somebody who's leading by example.
Mm-hmm.
Because when it does get to the mindset or like, he might be successful, but the advice he's gonna give you, or she, it's from a place of like leaving home.
Mm-hmm.
So the mentality behind it, and it might be just a little bit off from what you need to be doing to stay in alignment with your life and your values. So if this person's values are a little bit off, that advice is going to be just a little bit off.
So at that moment, you take what's going to work for you. You don't have to take the whole thing.
Right.
You take a piece of the pie. You don't have to do the whole thing. So that's how I recommend people learning. You can learn from anyone,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't have to take every nugget they share with you if it's not going to work for you. So that's what I'd recommend, Cole. If keep learning from every person you can. I've had mentors, many that most of them were older than me. I've had also some that were younger than me.
Yeah.
Don't let your ego stop you from learning from people, because everyone's going to have their own strengths,
Mm-hmm.
and learn from them.
Everybody
Yeah.
specializes
Everyone's special.
somewhere.
Everyone's special. Yeah.
Everyone just
Yeah.
has like this thing where it's like, what the heck?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was good.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's and like that's how I feel about boxing.
Mm-hmm.
Like every coach is really good at something,
Yes. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that style might not be the way I box,
Yeah.
but there's gonna be something in there
Yeah.
that I could add
Yeah.
to my toolkit,
Absolutely.
you know.
Absolutely.
And
So,
even when I tell people, like, if you're learning from, like, you don't have to ever say, well, my coach says, it's like, just learn it, just
yeah.
listen to it.
Yeah.
And that, like, you don't need to,
Yeah.
why, you don't have to explain nothing. Just listen
Yeah.
and throw away what you don't want
Yeah.
and just be grateful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll end off today with something that I heard an elder say this early this year. I was at a ceremony, and the elder got up and said, he said to everyone, he said, a lot of people, they come to me for help, and I listen to them. And most of the time, people do it to themselves, their own misfortune, bad luck. Were they living right? Were they being honest? Were they being truthful? Were they being faithful to their partner? Were they there for their children? Were they doing things in a good way at work? All that stuff comes back to us, how if we do things in a not good way or a good way. It's a choice you have to make. And it's as simple as trying to make the right decision every chance you can. Try to be honest, try to be respectful, treat people good. Because someone is eventually going to, in the future, you may meet someone that will help you, that displays how you treated someone. Or your child might encounter someone like that, and their children, and so on. So how we live today is going to plant the seed for how things are going to come back to us in the future. How we're living today. And some people, they go in the future and they're upset, they're emotional because things aren't working out. Well, sometimes maybe that person did that to themselves with being dishonest, not doing things right. We got to try live right today. It sounds simple. It is simple. Are we going to make mistakes? Absolutely. But what matters is from here on in, you do the best you can with what you have. Try to be honest, try to be respectful, treat people right, treat everything else out there right. And that's all going to be a reflection of you and what you put out. You want good things? Start living good right now. Do things right now. Help more people right now. If you want more things to happen, help those around you more so you can make room for more. You want more things to come into your life, your family. Maybe you're holding on to something that doesn't serve you no more. Remove it. Could be a physical object, could be belongings, old clothes. Get rid of them. Make room for more. So that's the last thing I want to share with people. Sometimes if things don't work out, sometimes maybe we caused it. And if we don't want to feel that no more, change how we live today so we can plant new seeds for tomorrow. Exe. Ekose.
Well, thank you again.
You're welcome.
This was awesome. This
You're
was really
welcome.
good.